So last week I was saddened to hear the news that Bob Seeley passed away. And for any of you who fish big bass tournaments like down here in Texas or other places in the South, you've heard of the Big Bass Splash and Seeley Outdoors. And Bob was kind of like the Ray Scott of these big bass tournaments. And it made me think about, it's the craziest memory I think I've ever had in tournament fishing, and kind of a neat Bob Seeley story I just wanted to share with y'all. But that's before I was guiding, before I was fishing as a pro, before I was guiding on Lake Fork. I used to fish the Big Bass Splash out there. And this tournament, for those of you who don't know, this would have been around 2000, 2002 or something around that range. You would get 3,000 to 5,000 people sign up for a 3-day tournament. And some of there's like down at Rayburn, they get 5,000 to 7,000 people fishing these. It's 3 days. They paid hourly prizes. I mean, the first place each hour was started at like a thousand, and then at like 10th place was several $100. And these days, I think they pay like 20 places. And then there was overall big bass, and they have a few places. And it used to be like you win like a truck and a boat and an RV, all this stuff. Plus, there was a random draw. So somebody was going to win like a boat just on a random draw. And then also, so at Lake Fork, they would always have an exact weight. And like a Rayburn, it used to be 5 pounds. And now at the slot at Fork, they do 2.50. The first person each day with the exact one, you'd win a boat. Well, back then, the slot had just moved up to 24 inches. And they said, okay, the first fish every day that was 7.00 would win a boat. Well, as it turned out, for 3 days, there were no exact matches. It's hard to catch. Only maybe 5 to 10 fish a day would get caught over, maybe 20 something for the whole tournament. So those turn into raffle prizes. So to win, though, everybody, if you signed up, you're automatically qualified. The catch was you had to be present to win. So you can imagine like 3,000 to 5,000 of us. Everybody shows up after the tournament. You can launch anywhere you want, all over the lake. Every ramp's just a circus. But at the end, on Sunday, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. On Sunday, at the end of the tournament, everybody had to come up there. So you got your truck and your boat, and they were going to draw these. And of course, we went there. You got a shot to win a rig, fully rigged bass boat. So you would have to park way up the road with your truck and boat and walk down there. But it's a good time. You get to BS with all your buddies. Well, in this particular year, what Bob would always do is he would pick like a kid out of the audience, bring him up there, and the whole bit was the kid would pick it out, the cute kid. And then when you win a boat, well, guess what? You just won, a brand new bass boat. Well, he would shake down the winner and say, well, you got to tip this person. He or she just drew your name, he just got you a new boat, you owe him. So the guy would typically take out $100 bill or something, and then Bob, he would get him on stage, and this is where it so much reminded me of Ray Scott was like the master at this, and Bob was the same way. He would start shaking it down, but like, seriously, a new boat? You're gonna give him $100, and this guy's in front of everybody, and he just won, and the kid would walk away with a few $100, Well, this particular year, they're giving away those 3 boats plus the raffle one. So they bring out this tub, and it's got, there's paper copies, and it's a Rubbermaid tote, this big, stacked up, and it's full of entries. So he picks out this cute little girl who's about 3, and she's a little shy and stuff, kind of timid. And, Bob's stirring up the crowd, and he's like, all right, little girl, we're going to give away a brand new Triton fully rigged boat. Reach deep into that pile and pull out the winner. So this girl, like I said, kind of timid. She just goes to the very top entry. It just gets it and kind of meekly hands it to Bob. And he's like, all right, John Doe, you just won a brand new bass boat. So he brings him up on stage, does his whole spiel, shakes the guy down. He's all excited. I think he gives her $200, $300 or whatever. So the girl's doing pretty well already. She's going to draw 2 or 3 more boats after this. so she's going to make more money than I did in the tournament. Well, they tell her, okay, we gave away the first one. Hey, we got 2 more of these to give away. All right, little girl, reach deep down into that tub and pull out this second winner. Well, what happens, and you see Bob, when she hands him and he looks at this sheet, and all of a sudden just goes quiet. And if you know Bob Seeley, any good tournament announcer, they never they never are at a loss for words. Oh, he's a loss for words. What had happened? You're eligible to win again. They had taken that entry form and just set it back on top of the pile, assuming this girl is going to dig down there and grab another one. Like I said, she's kind of timid, and she goes to the top of the pile again and picks the same exact person. And he's at a loss for a word for a second, and then he's like, kind of shakes his head, and he's like, "You're not gonna believe it, but John Doe, you just won again!" And this guy comes running up. I mean, it's the day of his life. He just won 2 fully rigged bass boats. Like, seriously, in the crowd, like, everybody's like, "What?" You know, and it's like, people figure out pretty quick what happened. And I thought he may have a mutiny on his hands. Of course, you know, Bob, he's playing it up. And of course, at this point, this guy's won too. So instead of asking for like the $100 bill, you know, he's like shaking this guy down, like, "You need to dig deep." And I think they pretty much had to empty the guy's wallet. But man, it's like as close to a riot scene as I think I've ever seen. Like, my brother and I included. It's like, this dude just took one of our bass boats. This girl just drew it twice, drawn off the top. So of course, the third time, you know, he made her dig her down way deep there. But that's you know, for that guy, it's the best tournament of his life. I guarantee you he's never going to go to another tournament where he wins 2 bass boats. Who knows if he ever won anything that big again, but it was a hell of a day for him. And just makes me think of, you know, all the fun it used to be at those Sealy Outdoors. So Bob, I know your family misses you, the fishing community misses you, but every time we catch a big bass at Lake Fork and Rayburn, your legacy will surely live on. And anytime I see a raffle boat, I'll definitely think of you.